let's get this started. So, with this fun question, if you had to kill off Chucky and Tiffany together, what do you think would be the most creative way to do it?
Oh, I mean, it's got
Okay.
to have
So
something to do with some supernatural magic, you know. That would be my thing. Something supernatural as hell.
I'm
What about
thinking
you?
we strand them on an oil rig. The ones out in the middle of the ocean. And then,
Oh,
someone, accidentally, malfunction, the whole thing explodes. And also puts a bunch of oil
oh,
in water. So it also hurts the environment and them. And it's kind of like a double attack thing.
oh, I can definitely see that happening because
Okay.
it would just be crazy.
Yeah.
So, so Zach, let's get started with you. So, even though the season has been focused on the first family, I still absolutely love the times we get Jake and Devon together and their emotional closeness. How do you think that evolution throughout the show and this season has affected how you make Jake into the character you want to make him?
Well, really, in season one, I'm going all the way back. Devon's character saved Jake. Um, I mean, he Jake really had at that point nothing to live for, and he was going to the dark side. And it was actually Devon who had lightened him up and had brought him back. And we do a lovely arc um, throughout the three seasons. Where we have the characters they meet in season one, and then they have some tribulations in season two, and now they are finally able to get together and explore their relationship. And I think it's really a testament to Don's writing that amongst all this craziness, we could have this sweet storyline.
And for you, Bjorgvin, Devon has also developed some complexity from the past few seasons, especially with his increased hesitancy towards what Jake does this season. How do you think that emphasized detail in Devon has helped you bring out the best form of the character this season?
Um, yeah, I think, I guess going back to season one too, I think, season one, Devin, was really open to Jake, obviously, because getting to know each other. And I think after, Devin starts to, obviously fall for Jake, I think now at this point he's like really worried for him. I mean, I think especially season two when he was, literally hanging out with Chucky, Devin was like, I cannot do this. What are you doing? But yeah, I mean, I think season three, it's it it's fun to kind of play that kind of emotion, kind of be more like apprehensive to your partner's decision. It makes it more realistic. It's not just like, oh yeah, do whatever because you're my boyfriend. I think having those conversations and having those feelings can lead to a more defined relationship, and I think it's also fun to see and fun to play on screen.
And with that relationship, one of the biggest talking points this season has been that one sequence where Jake and Devin go venturing out with each other to sort of deepen this relationship. How do you both think that moment has been important in bringing out that message of acceptance and empathy? And how did you both coordinate that with Dalton?
It's very important to have that in the media so people feel accepted. And really, I've been getting messages from people, or people have come up to me and they've told me how much the show has meant to them and how they wish they had grown up with this show when they were younger. Um, and really, those are the best moments for me as an actor.
I I think having that scene in season three was a good place to put it because I think it would have been too quick and too early in like season one or two. I don't have enough time for us to build, and I think Don noticed that too. So I think Don was trying to like slowly add kind of more relationship things and then kind of make it to that big point. And I mean, yeah, it was pretty simple to shoot. I mean, it was kind of just a normal shooting day, but closed set. Like only like two people in the room. It was fun, and then we had to do a lot of like choreography, which was kind of fun, like with the stunt person and
Yeah,
if
we
he was
did some
coordinator.
stunts in there. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
We
kind of
broke a couple
fun.
lamps.
Yeah, a couple lamps broke a little bit, and but I think for me the biggest thing I was worried about was making sure I did a good job for Don because I mean Don was
Yeah.
really wants his team to be good. So I think after we did a few times, Don came up to me and was like, "Great, that's just what I needed. You're awesome." And I was like, "Thank you so much, Don. Hey, you're awesome." And then we did.
Definitely. That scene, I just really love it. So thank you guys for just bringing that out. And speaking about the relationship a bit furthermore, there are also so many aspects of Jevin that have been further emphasized this season, especially with that empathy. What do you both think are the most important aspects of Jevin, and how do you think those aspects could further resonate with fans as the season near its end?
Ooh,
Wow.
God.
Well, that's a great question. Well, I think the aspects that people love to see in Jevin is the characters are very sweet to each other. They're very caring for each other. And actually, I mean, I always go back to the previous seasons because but in season 2, I mean, we have that moment where Jake has that anxiety or panic attack about because he had lost his foster brother, and then we do get to see the characters are always there for each other, and they need that. I mean, these poor kids have gone through so much, but they do have each other.
I mean, Jake and Devon are like already pretty likable characters. I think they're interesting. So I think having their kind of differences, mixed together in a relationship, I think makes it like good to watch it because there's realism to it. There's a bit more like I don't know. It's kind of hard to answer that question because I don't really know myself. I just kind of play it and it works. But yeah, I mean, I think it's like what Zach was saying. We're nice to each other. We're kind of like I guess this for me. I want to say that it feels like a real relationship rather than like a one that like a bunch of people wrote. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of makes people connect to it and really want to keep Jevin going further and further.
Is it okay if I can just ask one more question that's simple, if you guys are okay with it?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you had to choose one actor to join the show next season, who would you want to see join and why?
Oh, Catherine O'Hara, because I love her and Don loves her, and I've watched Schitt's Creek like 4 times over the whole season, all the seasons. So I think she'd be great alongside Chucky.
Yeah, I think we should bring back Daniel Day-Lewis after from retirement to get into this show.
Oh,
Yeah.
that,
Daniel Day-Lewis from
oh,
retirement to do some crazy method character. Oh my God, that would be amazing to see him
oh
just going
my
nuts.
God.